Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us on Business Incorporated. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwago. On the show today, Nigeria eyes $2.8 billion debt from offshore sources. Steinhoff seeks further debt standstill from creditors. Plus, Simba's Lomnic takeover cleared by UK antitrust body. Let's get the show started now with the markets. And here on the African continent, only the Nigerian market was down at intraday amongst the markets we track on the show. Now, the NSE index was down 0.17%. The market in South Africa, the JSE index, went up by 0.60%, while Egypt outperformed by 1.35%. Kenya closed in the green on Wednesday. And in the Middle East, most of the markets were in the green except Saudi Arabia. At intraday, Saudi traded waters by 0.20%. Abu Dhabi was up 0.34%. Dubai was 0.22% up, while Qatar led gains by 1.07%. And in Europe, shares were trading lower in early trade. I'm not too sure what is driving that sentiment, although concerns over global trade have returned. Well, let's find out from Daniel Koop, my colleague in Frankfurt. Hello, Daniel. I sympathize with the German team for losing the match yesterday against South Korea. I hope you weren't that sad, or were you?
What a sad day, really, Chimi. I have to tell you, I guess also here among the traders on the trading floor, but also when you were on the streets yesterday, people, simply were just in shock. Here from the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, we were actually invited to go kind of like a summer lounge to watch the game. At the beginning, everybody, was excited, and then at the end, everybody is sad. Also yesterday, I don't know, maybe you saw it, we had some German flags here in the background. All of that is gone. I guess many of them are a little bit even ashamed what is happening. In about 45 minutes, the German team will be again on the ground. They will be landing here at Frankfurt's International Airport. And also when you take a look at the newspaper here, that's the biggest German newspaper here. It says 0-2 ohne Worte, which means we don't have any words for this disaster that happened.
Oh, what a pity. Well, I can see the DAX also reacting perhaps to that loss. But, sometimes you can't just win it all the time. So you lose some, you win some. So perhaps next time Germany will do it again. Anyway, Chancellor Merkel has been addressing the Parliament, or Bundestag, as you call it in Germany, calling for monetary reforms of the EU. What is the Chancellor looking to achieve here, and what would it mean for the region's markets?
Yeah, exactly. Let me actually tell you one more thing, because you were raising and talking about a very interesting point that you cannot always win. And I guess this situation we are really seeing right now here in Germany also happening, because, for example, we also got the GfK index. That's the consumer spending index here for Germany that remains steady, but even though it's just steady, I mean, this is disappointing. And I guess maybe this is the same that we have also now seen happening with the German football match. We were too spoiled here lately with records after records, with records at the blue chip index DAX, with records when you talk about GDP numbers, or also the business climate index. I guess one thing, and that's also what investors here are telling me, the big boom, at least for the moment, seems to be over. There are many problems, many issues that investors right now are worried about, such as the trade war, such as also the coalition crisis we are seeing right now in the German government. But yes, talking about Angela Merkel right now, she was talking about new structures, for example, when you talk about European finances. Actually, most of the investors here, they believe that there need to be changes, but there's always this question to what kind of extent, because they simply don't want to be again in that situation that we had here in Europe during the last financial crisis, when Germany had to step in, help other countries here that were doing very badly. Let's talk, for example, about Greece. Let's talk, for example, about Italy. And those countries like Italy, Greece, Portugal, they are still not doing very well. We just have to remember that before the coalition was formed in Italy, they were even thinking to ask the European Central Bank for a 250 billion debt relief. And I can tell you that investors certainly are not in favor about this at all. But yes, we'll have to see also what's going to happen now during the weekend. Chancellor Angela Merkel, she rushed out of the parliament, flew right away to Brussels. She was just speaking there some minutes ago to the press. Because it's very clear, this weekend, the next days, really could decide in which future Germany and also in which future Angela Merkel will be heading. And she's kind of like in the same position like Joachim Löw, who's our national soccer coach, because also his future at this point is still not clear. He said that he needs some time to think how his plans are going to be in the future.
All right, let's talk a bit about corporate news there, and that's Deutsche Bank. What's going on with that bank? The banks took a strong beating on Wednesday into single digits. What are the mid to long-term outlook on this major financial institution?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have to remember, we're talking about Deutsche Bank. It's the biggest German lender here in Germany, one of the top ones in Europe, and also a lender that always, wants to play a big international role. Yesterday, the shares of Deutsche Bank really crashed. They went to a record low of only €8. Just imagine €8 for such a big institution. There's even this question if, it's still legitimate that the lender with €8 per share should be listed here in the blue chip index DAX, where the 30 most important companies of Germany are being listed. Well, the lender has lots of problems. We have to remember that years after years, they were in the red numbers, not in the winning zone. Also, their restructuring reform has been very slow. Now they have this new CEO, Christian Sewing, but it also seems he doesn't get the things done as soon as he originally announced. So yes, and that's the result. Investors, they're selling their shares. Also, most of the big institutions are even recommending to continue to do this. Yeah, it's not looking good at Germany's biggest lender at the moment, Jimmy.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Daniel. And don't be too sad. It will be better. Enjoy the rest of the day.